This is a chess puzzle that even the great AI cannot solve. And you might be like, wait a second, bro said AI can't solve it, how am I going to solve it? I'm 1400 elo. Well, don't worry, you can have a go, give it a good 5 to 10 minute think. You do have a bishop, you do have a rook, and you have pawns that are close to promotion, kind of. So if you use all these factors to your advantage, you might find the right line. It is very difficult, so maybe you can find 1 or 2 moves. That would be good enough. And I will be going through the solution. So pause the video to solve, and I'll be back with the solution. Okay, let's go through this one. So immediately, the checks don't work. So we look for checks, captures, threats. What are the checks in this position? It's hard to get a bearing of this position. It's very weird. Like, what can you do? Why is my bottle making noises? Not the time. So if you give a check, right, with the bishop, they just take the rook. So that's just not going to work. In fact, here it's already made in 9 for black. So you're not going to win like this. You have to play a waiting move with this rook on this file to keep this king cut off. That's the goal. But you can't go to any square. If you come to b6, they take it, give you a check, and it's actually going to be mate. You block with the rook, they give you another check, and this is simply going to be checkmate. So the only way you can actually do this is by playing rook b7. That's the only way on the first move you can get away with this. And what if they play a move like taking this pawn now? Well, now it leads to checkmate, and it's very good for us. We give a check with the bishop, they only have 1 square. We give a check with the pawn, they only have 1 square. And here we can follow up with a check with the bishop, and in fact this is mate. So they have to block with the queen, and this is simply mate. So you win the game here, but this isn't the most critical line. After rook comes to b7, they can play this move, which instead of moving the king, is to move the queen here to e5. If they move the king, this is also winning. All we do here is bring the bishop back, and we do the same thing, and it leads to a win for us. So that is simply winning. So this is their best move, to bring the queen here, and the point is you're preventing the check with the bishop here, and then bishop comes back since you'll take it. But let's see what happens. We still give the check, and now when we give this check, they can take it. But does that stop us? Of course not. We give the check anyway. We give the check, they take it. Now, what's the idea? If we give this check, first of all, they could probably just take with the queen. Second of all, okay, let's say they don't take with the queen, don't sack the queen. I don't know why I want to sack the queen so bad. You probably shouldn't sack the queen, yeah. You just move the king. That's good enough. And they win. So you can't do that. So what can you do? The best move is to move the king. What's the point of moving the king? You will see very shortly. Well, first of all, you just want to promote the pawn. How do they stop you? Of course, they give you a check and stop you promoting. Move the king up, and now you're like, we can't really promote. What can we do? Well, they have to play a move. Let's say they play a random move here. Now you promote anyway, and you're actually winning. They take with the queen. You give this check. King is forced to this square, and they're in zugzwang. You push this pawn, and this is simply checkmate. It's unavoidable. They give a check. You just take with the king, and here you're simply winning. You're up too many pawns. Yes, you're in this endgame, but you're up too many pawns in this position. No calls. No one. I will answer no calls. Someone is calling me, but I had to stop it. All right, so that doesn't work, clearly. So their best move is to do this. Take this pawn. Now, the point is, once you promote, they take with the queen. And yeah, they're essentially stopping you. But it doesn't matter. You give a check. The king comes back, and you play this amazing move of pushing the pawn to b5. And what's the point? What's the point? Well, we're threatening checkmate. So they have to try and stop checkmate. What can they do? Bring the bishop back to stop checkmate. But did that stop us? Of course not. We give the check anyway. And we checkmate with the pawn. Yes, one singular pawn wins this game in the end, and the king is checkmated. So over here, it's giving zeros, but once you play a few moves, Stockfish figures it out that it is in fact winning, and we do win the game with this line. Incredible, incredible stuff. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below if you think there's another solution, although I don't believe there is, but you can comment down below any other lines if you believe. And subscribe to the ReelChess channel in the West.